Yeah, where the blur is at? It's the anthem right here. Yeah, work it, shake it, yeah. I'm back with the squad again, about to go off again. Let me kick it off like Nezuko. Where's Hydro? Hell, I don't know, but all I know is I need every girl to hit the floor with them. Shake it till they back hurt and just sweat it out, just sweat it out, just sweat it out, just sweat it out. Hey, yo. Hey, before I do the intro, let's say RIP to the homie Taylor. You know what I mean? We lost a good one.
Tyler.
Where was it? What I say?
You said Taylor.
You're fired.
But yes, RIP to Tyler.
Tyler, yes, RIP to her.
Tyler Honda. Y'all might have known her on Instagram as that. She was a cosplayer. We had her on the show, and
about a year
unfortunately,
ago,
she lost her bout with cancer, and fuck cancer, like completely. And yeah, we are grateful that she allowed us the opportunity to get to know her while she was here and give her her flowers.
Oh yeah, and I thought she was. Like, then she had stopped posting. I thought she was making the recovery. Then the news hit. Like, gosh, dang, it caught me off guard. Cause like this, I was like, she just posted something like a few days. I thought she had posted something. I had saw something. Then I got the word. Oh snap! Like, nah, come on, man. I was like, that hit the community kind of hard right there. I'm glad we did get to have her on the show. And like always, this is the Blurred Spot Podcast. I'm your host, Jules88, Crystal Bay, and the homie Kid Phantom.
What up with it?
Yo.
Yes. But yeah, prayers to her family, prayers to the people who were close friends with her, who loved her, who knew her. And yeah. But to kind of brighten the mood a little bit, how everybody doing today?
Man, all I know is
I woke up black.
Yes, extra black.
Same. Wow,
I'm extra black. Me and him, we midnight over
here. Man, look here, man. Don't do that.
We got Sonic and Shadow over here. We got Shadow and
Sir, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't do that. Don't do that. I'll give you a free ticket to a Biggie and Tupac concert featuring Michael Jackson and Prince.
Damn.
Jeez.
Hey man, we
no colorism, sir. We don't do that.
Yeah,
this is our ceiling here, sir.
Us chocolate people, we don't like when y'all do that. Like, you light-skinned folks be doing too much.
I'm gonna let that slide real quick. I'm just gonna let that joke ride. I'm just gonna let that shit ride. I'm gonna let it ride.
I have a question. Has there ever been a black Ghostface outside of Ghostface Killer?
I'm about to say, yeah, of course. Wu-Tang, nigga. What you talking about?
Not in the movies. I'm trying to remember the TV show because I remember Keke Palmer played in the 3rd season of TV show.
Wait, hold on. Stop.
She was in the 1st and 2nd season too.
Show?
Yeah, there was a TV show
on MTV.
What year?
I actually thought the show was dope.
I thought the first 2 seasons were dope. I mean, the 3rd season was cool too, but it went completely off the story, which I don't understand why. But
they switched writers and a whole bunch of other stuff happened.
Wait a minute, when was this?
Let's see, Scream TV.
2010.
No,
I bet it
was 2015.
Yeah,
wow. And then, like I said, it went on for 3 seasons. Let's see.
Yeah, because Bella Thorne was in it. That's when everybody's name was
Shut up.
She ain't know nobody's name. They changed everybody's name to
and they changed the mask too because I don't think they had the rights to use the mask.
So
exactly.
So it wasn't Scream.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige was in it too.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of madness?
Yeah, Tiger was in it for a little bit. Everybody, they had everybody.
What kind of?
You didn't know?
Nigga, this is worse than what's the show that they told us about, the movie that we didn't know about had all the rappers and people in it. Brother Goulers told us about that we didn't believe it existed, but it did. Not that this sound like the show y'all. The hip hop, the horror hip hop, whatever it was called. That
Oh, the hip hop horror witch or something like that.
something like that. The horror Blair Witch or something. Man, like I'm like, you said once you told me Tiger was in it, this show was already trash out the strip.
Hey, look here. You better put some respect on Tiger's name, especially for exposing Jeremiah the way he did.
I mean, he can't expose nobody to what he did, Tiger. I heard he like me on.
Hey,
Yeah,
no,
when
what
he
I mean
was
by exposing
fighting-
Jeremiah is he recorded Jeremiah before Jeremiah started singing in the booth. And
Hey,
Jeremiah,
allegedly, everything's alleged. This is Blair.
allegedly, this is what happened. And all I know is in the video that allegedly has Jeremiah in it, Jeremiah sounded like a horse
that.
being beaten with the Jeepers Creepers truck.
I don't know. I just watched I did a Jeepers Creepers little mini marathon yesterday. I watched 1 and 2. We don't talk about the other ones.
There's others.
No.
All I know is 2. So what you talking about?
There's a third, but they waited
No, it's not.
entirely.
No, it's
They
not.
waited entirely too long to do it. So like all the cast from because it takes place. The setting is supposed to be between the first and the second film, but it's like you have none of the original actors because you waited way too long. And it was dumb. And then they did a reborn one that I didn't even watch, but I heard terrible things about. So yeah. There's technically 4, but we only acknowledge 2. So there's that. But let's get right into it, guys.
What?
We didn't record when we were supposed to, so we didn't get to really talk about WrestleMania 41 pre-game because our show was going to be the week before. But now that it's a week after, how y'all feeling about it?
I feel like this night 1 WrestleMania was decent to me. You know,
Yeah, everybody who should have won pretty much won.
I mean, my dog won, Mr. All Gas No Brakes with it. Hell,
I mean with it,
Mr. You ain't Godzilla or King Kong because I'm both Mr. Jacob Fatu. Come on, Werewolf. That's the only thing.
And his big cousin. Don't forget, Big Cousin won too.
Oh yeah, Jay Uso.
It was the worst rear naked choke, but still he won.
I mean, look, I was surprised that dude actually won. You know what I mean? So I didn't think it's like I feel like if this was the Vince McMahon, that guy old man era, they would have threw his middle fingers up and had that dude lose. And the matter of fact, that match wouldn't even happen. That wouldn't even got that far. But
no.
Hell,
So that's a shout out to Triple H for being a real fan and knowing what fans wanted.
Yeah, but that was dope. But what else happened? We had
So past that, what is your biggest disappointment of the weekend?
Here's my thing about WrestleMania in general, not just the night. I just feel like WrestleMania has too much going on just to like they do this. Like, okay, I get WrestleMania's 2 nights.
Hold on, baby.
It's cool that WrestleMania. I like going back to the traditional way 1 night. I mean, I know you can make more money on 2 nights, but like my partner said, like, yo, if you pay for night 1, and
you know why they went to 2 nights? It's actually not about the money.
No, but still, you gotta think about it. It's not even money part of me. It's like if you don't know the card yet, you gotta get the tickets when you can get them. You get a ticket for night 1, but that card is ass. Then night 2 is better. Like, dang, you can't trade a ticket in because you're probably gonna be gone.
No, when you buy tickets, you get tickets for everything. You get tickets for the SmackDown before.
I'm talking about for WrestleMania. I'm talking the average person who's going to WrestleMania. I'm only can afford 1 night to go. Is either night 1 or night 2.
The average person who goes to WrestleMania gets the WrestleMania package. They get a ticket. When they buy that ticket, it's for the whole weekend. The only reason why I know that is because I seen they only sell them for the whole weekend, not for just a specific night.
Sure, I know a partner of mine. He went to when it was in Dallas. He just rolled up to and got some tickets. Like it was some nosebleed tickets, but like he pulled up to that joint. It was fire when it was in Dallas.
Would y'all ever go to a WrestleMania?
I would.
Yes.
Damn, no hesitation. Love that. I've seen a few wrestling fans because y'all know I really don't currently watch wrestling. I just live vicariously through y'all. I've seen a few people saying
That's
that
a lie. She said she does not live vicariously through us. He only likes when it involves a certain family,
Except
and that
for we don't fuck with Roman anymore. He could keep his
she
MAGA
don't
ass.
fuck with Roman no more. I'm
Exactly.
cool with Roman.
He
Don't say
could keep
we.
he could keep it at, I was talking about me and all my personalities. Thank you.
Damn.
Uh we don't fuck with Roman. Like he could his little I vote for Orange Man. Nah.
You don't
Nah.
think the rest of them do too?
I don't care. I
Hey, you know what? That's
don't
fine.
care who he voted for.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. He ain't have to say nothing. We could have just. I'm good for being willfully ignorant and not knowing who voted for who, but he had to open his mouth. So
I don't
therefore,
care for who you vote for. If whoever you vote for, that's on you. But
nah.
if you seem
That's,
like you a cool person, you still a cool
mhm.
person.
You can't be a cool person and vote against my well being. Um, that's
Yeah,
just
you can.
no. But
Anybody can
anyway,
vote against somebody's
I
well
thought
being, but
what I
that's
was
just
It's a
trying to
lot of
political.
politics stuff we're going.
get off of that. What I was saying is I seen some people disappointed that The Rock didn't show up.
What he supposed?
Niggas busy. You got to remember he owns part of the company now.
Here's the thing about people mad about The Rock. Like his point was valid for not showing up because it would have took away the moment from John Cena waiting. So I'm like, okay. But in the same, but speaking before we go into that, WWE they bought AAA wrestling, so now we got some some like the luchadors, the real luchadors popping up now. We're doing the War of the Worlds against NXT and AAA, which I wish it was main roster, but back to main
You
WrestleMania.
also got to remember they got that partnership with TNA as well, and
Look,
TNA already had the partnership with AAA.
and look, WWE, they bought them niggas. I'm like, good lord, y'all buying everything. They got Evolve. They use Evolve for their developmental
That's how
pipe
we got Jacob. He came through from Evolve.
and MLW. He started MLW. That nigga,
Mm-hmm.
my Jesus, this dude is him and Hammerstone had the best feud of
Evolve.
all time. The best feud. Like
Evolve.
it's like y'all don't. That's how I found about Jacob Fatu. That dude is crazy. But like I said,
You
WWE
know he good when he was considered the best to come out of the family since Yokozuna.
nigga, he's better than Roman. Everybody, when I used to say that, niggas like most niggas wouldn't say agree with everybody. Yeah, he a
Yeah,
good motherfucker there.
he him.
That nigga's a monster.
He will be the one that carries the family, like how Yokozuna carried the family. Now Roman's relegated to being like
It's like it's
the
like a hundred
Rikishi of
and
the family.
it's like 100. Then you got what's his brother name? Journey Fatu had just had a
Hmm
match with who did he have a match against? Then Roman's brother, somebody his like there's a million of these
Roman
small
doesn't have any other brother. His brother passed away.
cousin,
Remember, his brother was Rosie.
cousin, brother, uncle, whatever. There's a million of them niggas.
Can't get my boy out of H Town, Zilla. Fatu with the grill and the Superman Samoan Spike.
The goddamn Samoan Power Wall. You got the Samoan Marshawn Lynch and the Samoan Power Wall. It's insane. Them dudes.
Yeah, and they a team.
Like
He
them,
probably gonna be the one who knocks Sola off the bloodline.
that would be freaking hilarious. But WrestleMania night one,
And it makes sense though. Zilla's like only person you ain't get permission from me to use my daddy move. I don't
exactly.
care who you think you thought you got permission from, you ain't get permission from me. That's
Top,
my daddy move.
hell
I'm
yeah.
his legacy. You go back over there with your brothers.
That nigga, I can't wait for that dude to pop up in WWE. I need him to pop up like randomly. But night two, what you thought though? Talk to me.
Actually, hold on. Let me go by everything that happened in night one. Each night is 7 matches. Back then, we used to have about 10 to 12 matches on the WrestleMania for a full night. What ended up happening is it would go on so long that it would end like after midnight, and a lot of people were tuning out. So by the time when that certain match hit, people were tired. They were
Yeah.
outdone. People were leaving. People were falling asleep in the crowd. So they split it up into 2 nights. Splitting it up into 2 nights allowed them to get 14 matches instead of 12. But then it also allowed for them to use the influx of talent they have for multiple things. So now people are who worked and busted behind that whole year who weren't on WrestleMania are now getting some kind of extra pay for WrestleMania. Like, even though Jimmy Uso didn't have a match, he went out and celebrated with his brother. He got screen time. They're gonna pay him extra for that screen time. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
speaking of screen time, when Jacob won, it was confirmed when he won, Haku jumped the barricade.
mhm.
Dude, I don't know if y'all know who Haku is. He
Ain't
is
nobody for the he him for real.
Haku is he. Legend has it. Stevie Ray told the story that Haku damn near ripped a man's nose off his face. I don't want no problem with a dude like that. You got it.
Nah, yeah, because I remember another story. Some dude called wrestling fake in a bar, and Haku hit that nigga so hard, said that feel fake. I didn't
Haku
think
is
so.
that dude like it's like saying you gotta just like you got it. And he got old man strength too, so you gotta leave
And you
him.
don't understand. Haku will make an old racist stop being racist.
He'll slap the slavery
He
out of
him like that.
him. And he like 100 years old. But no,
For real.
Haku is that nigga though.
All right, so let's go through the matches first. Match
Talk
one was Jay Uso versus Gunther. It was a solid 16 plus minute match. Uh, and it was definitely better than the last match Jay Uso had at WrestleMania, especially when he got enough time. He got to showcase that he has other moves that he can do.
mm-hmm.
Um, I just wish his submission, the ending of the match, looked a little stronger. But then they also said that Gunther and Jay both got injured mid match. So that could be the reason why the match looked like the way it did. Plus, y'all gotta remember Gunther, he got hit with like three, he got hit with a spear, three Samoan superfly smashes, and then hit with his own rear naked choke.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why he tapped so quick. Shout out to New Day. New Day definitely deserved that win over the War Raiders. It was an all around good match. They had about 9 minutes. Same with the Jade and Naomi. One thing I will say is out of the two female matches we had that night, the match between Jade and Naomi was a lot more fluid than the match between Tiffany and Charlotte, and that was a championship match. So that was like one thing that
I hear, but yeah, I'm like I said, he gonna come back. Are you good? But anyway, like I said, one of my like I said, my match of the night would have to be between the Jacob and the Naomi and Jade
Jade
match.
match was really fluid. And that's
Very,
what happens when they came in. They made Naomi like the OG for Jade. That's her OG.
bro.
That's the person who took her under the wing. You know what
We
I mean?
talk about it.
You got to remember, they also did Naomi and um, Bianca. Bianca was her little homie. So it all worked out. That was who she was supposed to be with.
Can we talk about it? Just the build up to that.
Alone.
They was going at it on Twitter like, gee,
Man, look.
I'm not gonna say what they said, but it was some of that stuff like, hey, I'm like,
Look
chill.
here. Jay said that Naomi had got
Don't do it.
ass
Don't
shot.
do it.
And
Stop, stop,
the only
stop.
shots that I
Nope.
get is from Big Jim. I was like, talk that talk.
I'm like shouting like y'all
Happily
doing it
married
like that.
shots.
Who is like who cleared these tweets? Like nigga, y'all really out here like and I'm like, all right, but they sold it, man.
They had a meeting of the delegation between Triple H and Booker T. And they was like, yeah, send these.
Exactly. But yeah, that I'm not surprised that Jay went over.
No, no. She needed to go over. We all saw Paul Heyman screwing over CM Punk and
Of
Roman
course.
Reigns. That's just Paul Heyman. That's ain't his character. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So that's just it was what it was. By far the best match to me between both nights was the Fatal Four Way for the IC title.
Right.
That match, I don't know what it was, and that 10 minutes alone was better than the 30 minutes of the triple threat.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like it is what it is. Sometimes it happens like that. Sometimes it don't. But in that instance, in that case, like that was the, that was the, um, like that was the top for me. Like it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It put over, it put over who was supposed to be put over. And people don't understand. Dom really is good at what he does.
Oh yeah,
Right?
he's good. He's amazing. Like he's dope.
Right. They need to let him run and do his Eddie Guerrero thing. You got to remember, by technicality, Dom is a 20-year vet. You remember his first match was that ladder match when he was a kid, when Eddie and his
You know
dad.
what? Shut up. Shut up.
20-year vet. Put some respect on Dirty Dom's
Stop.
name. Put some respect on his name.
I have to catch him like, this fool here.
Put some respect on Dom's name. Been out there, 20-year vet. But having Joe Hendry pop up, that was an open match. That was a quick match.
You didn't like that, bro. That was a waste of a spot. They could have given somebody like.
They could have given it to somebody else, but as far as like, who were they gonna give it to? They couldn't give Randy Orton a spot with John Cena after John Cena beat Cody. I mean, then again, that shouldn't have been. Even though we know John Cena is retiring at the end of the year, Jey Uso still should have got his moment to end his match.
No, I'm not saying. I'm talking about as far as like.
But think about it, like, but what I'm saying is, the two Royal Rumble winners, you get to go on and headline WrestleMania in a championship match. Both of them, they didn't headline. They were both the first match of each night. One match got overshadowed by the triple threat. The other match got overshadowed by John Cena and Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, where we at though? Where we at with night 2 though? So we can skirt off to the next topics.
Overall, night 2 had the better matches.
Okay.
But night 1 had the better outcomes. Most of the better outcomes.
Right on. So now we got there. Where we at, Crystal the Bay?
Not Crystal the Bay.
Accepted. You got to add it to your.
I guess I do. So, the hot topic of the week that has got everybody talking: Sinners by Ryan Coogler.
Wow, you talking? Wow.
Wording is hard. By Ryan Coogler. If you don't know what it is, I'm gonna just give you a quick rundown. It's Ryan Coogler's Southern Gothic horror film about vampires. It says the film, directed by Ryan Coogler, Sinners is a supernatural horror set in 1930s Mississippi. The story follows twin brothers, both portrayed by Michael B. Jordan, fine ass, who return to their hometown only to confront a sinister force. The film blends themes of history, faith, and race, drawing inspiration from Southern Gothic traditions. Some of the production details: Sinners was shot on 65 millimeter film utilizing both IMAX and Ultra Panavision cameras. The film is scheduled for release April 18th, which it did. And yeah, I'm going to just tell you, as someone who's seen it twice, once regular, once in 70 millimeter IMAX, because Dallas is fortunately one of 8 cities in America, 10 in the world. There's only 10 in the entire world showing it in 70 millimeter IMAX. And if you have the opportunity to come to Dallas to see it in that 70 millimeter IMAX, do it. And I got the film strip.
How much you pay for
so they give you the film strip at the end?
Well, while supplies lasted, and supplies is gone. But yeah.
You just got it out in the community like that.
You know what I'm saying? You can go on eBay and get one, but I think the cheapest one I seen was $125.
I mean, you better put that up before you effort up.
Oh, I'm gonna get a. So my plan for this is I'm gonna get the movie poster, and then I'm gonna put this, like, I'm gonna put it in like a shadow box type thing, and put that in there, and real collector's piece right there. But yeah,
and one day hopefully you can get it signed by.
By Ryan, by Haley Steinfeld, by Michael B. And I'm sorry, the lady that plays Annie, I'm terrible at pronouncing
okay?
her name. I'm so
Wait.
sorry, but she is
Wow,
beautiful.
that joke.
Loved her. She was my favorite character outside of Smoke and Stack. But yeah,
So she
Delroy
plays who?
Lindo. She plays Annie.
But it's
Oh, One Me Moscow.
She plays in Loki. She was
Yeah.
in.
who
She's
she play?
in the TVA. The TVA, the black woman in TVA.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
she's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's actually my
Yeah,
favorite character in
yeah. She
Lovecraft.
plays in Lovecraft Country. Um, yeah, no, she's awesome. She was my favorite character. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Um, but with that being said, like, it has gotten the community talking, mostly good things. Everybody that's seen it, I won't say everybody, but majority of the people that have seen it loved it. For me personally, I would say this is movie of the year so far for me.
That's high praise.
Movie of the year. It was a 10 out of 10. And I don't give 10 out of 10s often. There was only maybe 2-3 things in there that I'm like, you could have fixed that, but they were such a minute detail. For example, it's spoiler alert, I guess. Haley Steinfeld's character said, "You taught me how to fight. I'll beat every bitch up in here," and not one black woman said, "Be who?" That's my only gripe. That's my only gripe. Because, like, beat who ass? Who ass you about to beat? Not mine.
You forget what era was though.
Yeah, but she was in the film. She is a woman who plays, I do believe, her great grandfather or her grandfather was like half black, so she's white passing because back then, the one drop rule. I mean, we all know she's a white woman, but back then she was considered a black woman and she was raised in community, but she was passing as a white woman in another state. So yes, no, the film overall was good. The music phenomenal. I want Michael to get all his awards now because he did a phenomenal job at portraying twin brothers who were alike but very different, and he did a damn good job of portraying those two different personality people. But overall, the film, like I said, it's great. I recommend everyone go see it at
I
least
like
once.
how you said the one drop rule because technically she got one drop in her for real.
Technically, but she's all. I mean, she's. I think like she's an 16th black. She's more Filipina and white.
Yeah, her grandfather was half Filipino, half black.
Yeah. So.
I'm gonna leave that joke alone. I'm just gonna.
So yeah, she. But everyone did a phenomenal job. Jack O'Connell playing Remick the vampire, phenomenal. It was a really good movie. Like I went in I would say with high expectations, because it is a black horror vampire film. But when I say it exceeded those high expectations, like my goodness. But yeah, there and with everything comes like haters. Don't be a Matthew Torres, and I am gonna call him out by name. Don't be a Matthew Torres.
Who that
He
mean?
is he is a Hispanic or a Latin creator that
Oh, the dude that's talking about they started from
that Ryan Coogler stole it from Dusk Till Dawn, and then yeah, he can eat a dick. No, Ryan Coogler did not steal this from Dusk Till Dawn. Tell me you didn't watch the movie without telling me you didn't really watch the movie. But yeah, don't be like him. My favorite thing is that a lot of Latin creators are calling him out on his bullshit, and I love that. But he is pussy. And he done turned off comments and stuff. He ain't really standing on business. Stand on what you said. But this is also the same guy that said Miles Morales isn't Afro Latino. So even though but yeah.
Can he read?
You know.
Does he need help? I teach dyslexia.
He needs something. But
I
yeah.
do read intervention.
But yeah, I recommend to everyone, if you have the opportunity, go see it. Like, go see it at least once before at least theaters. And if you are near Dallas or can travel to Dallas, see it once in 70mm IMAX. It is a different experience. But speaking of theaters and whatnot, this kind of goes into our next segment: theaters versus streaming, winning the audience back. With the rise of streaming platforms, theaters are exploring innovative ways to entice audiences back. Strategies including offering immersive experiences, exclusive content, and enhanced amenities. What unique experiences can theaters offer that streaming services don't? How can theaters leverage events like Sinners, IMAX release to draw in crowds, and the role of community and social interaction in theater going experience?
I say this, I'll go first. First of all, I want to go back to Sinners real quick. As a person who's not seen it, but it doesn't neither here nor there. Original, I heard you say this was an original film and whatnot. Uh, that's all that matters to me. I don't give a damn about nothing else. I really don't, because Hollywood's running out of ideas, and anything original is cool to me. Even if I don't see it, I applaud the originality of it, like because they go back and remake everything. I think they're remaking something else. I just heard a few months ago.
They're remaking I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's what's coming out
Something else too, ain't it?
recently.
There's something else they like. I'm like, because if anybody know, I hate remakes. I freaking or movies. It's like a movie they made and like it's what movie is they're doing a sequel to it. But
Final Destination?
No.
Oh.
I don't think Final Destination, but it's like it was made years ago. It's kind of like them saying, "Oh, we're making a Forrest Gump 2." Forrest Gump came out in 93. I mean, 95. Like, nigga, you gonna wait all the way to 2025 to make that movie, which doesn't need it. But I'm like,
the only movies that I feel like are okay to remake are like the ones created in like the 1930s or 40s when technology really wasn't what it is, and now we have the technology to make it better. That's the only ones I'm like, okay, remake that.
I mean that's cool. But I'm talking about sequels in general, that too. But like anyway, but I'm talking about movie going experience. I feel like if you want to make a great, this probably gonna cost the ticket probably be stupid if they did that, or I ain't never been to a theater do like really like if you like have everything like really like interactive, like if it's kind of like the whole theater get cold, or you go to like an ice age type thing, the whole theater get cold, the seats rumble, and like you can like it feels like you where you at, like because they do that at the Omni Theater. I went to the Omni Theater when I was in elementary school. We were watching something, and the dude was climbing Mount Everest, and the whole theater got cold.
I think there's an XD option at some theaters that do have like the seats that move and stuff like that.
I think I want everything like immersed, like if you go into like the Arctic, the whole theater get cold. Like for that moment, it gets cold. If it gets hot, it's hot, and then like
Can you imagine like watching a movie like The Day After Tomorrow?
That's what I'm saying. Like if you really feel like you wear like damn, like it's like movie that's already cold anyway, but you're like it's kind of cold.
Hey, June. Guess who's not gonna go see Sinners?
Shut up.
No, just guess who ain't gonna go see it.
Nope, I don't want to do this.
Who?
Kevin Owens, because the twin characters' names are Elijah and Elias.
I hate you.
You better go in there and have a whole mental breakdown.
No, she don't.
It's the same person. Same person.
Listen, the people watching, no, I didn't get it. I flat out went over my head.
Hey yo, this ain't right.
But to piggyback, to get back on topic, to kind of piggyback what you said, this the movie Sinners kind of has shown that people are, like you said, willing to go to theaters when you have something new and original.
That's all you need to do.
Which can, I will say with this story, if you are Black and a creative, this should have really inspired you. Like we are at a point where we have people like Jordan Peele, we have people like Ryan Coogler giving us original ideas, and that's just to name a few. There are plenty of other Black original creators that are creating. This could be the new Black Renaissance, the Black era of, I mean, the era of Black creativity in film, and
basic film
but
coming out with a new book.
but it's kind of like, I mean, the cinema in general. You know how many original films get written and put on people's desks, they do not accept them because they want to. Oh, we want to redo this movie. We want to redo that movie.
which is why this is important. The success of this film is so important because it shows big studios because this is through Warner Brothers. It shows big studios like Warner Brothers that you can take that risk on something new, something original, and it be successful.
Of course. And that's the thing, like I said, I need a reason to go to the theaters. I need a reason. I'm like, every time I turn around, like, oh, this is a remake of this, the 1954 classic. We're remaking, like, nigga, like, or the 2007. Like,
yeah, remaking something from 2007 is kind of wild.
I mean, like,
they tried to do it with Matrix, and that didn't work.
I mean, they're already remaking Harry Potter.
Now,
the fuck?
One movie.
Yeah, it's a TV show.
You have to just do Cursed Child and call it a day. Y'all don't have that one out. Do that one.
And Snape is black.
And this is my thing.
Not every character needs a color change. Okay?
We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Cause
don't you disrespect Alan Rickman by making
that's
Snape
a different episode. We'll table that for another episode.
Well, I was gonna sound like my train of thought. What are we talking about?
Sorry. We was talking about theaters and remaking movies.
Okay, there's one movie I want to receive. If they ever remake it, I would go to, because of the technology. I said it about this on it. The Fifth Element is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's in my top. Now, if you could get like that movie remade with this technology we got now, I'm all.
I think you would have a hard time recreating the magic of that. Like
you gotta cast Lil Nas X.
As a come in.
Yes.
I got a 5.
That's the only person that needs to play him. Not DC, but Lil Nas X.
They would get DC. Like they would get DC to do that. They would,
because he can do the voice. I mean, they from the same area, but you need Lil Nas X for that role.
But yeah, I just like I said, I think Sinners really showed us as the audience as well as studios that that people will show up when they deem it worthy. Like you said, the 1,000 remake. Like I don't want to see.
Yeah, Lil Nas X and Glenn Powell. That'd be good.
Remade for the umpteenth time. Like I don't want to see that. Give me something new. Give me something refreshing. Like,
don't give me another Batman with a backstory.
Only thing here. Speaking of Batman, I hear that they're gonna have my boy Mr. Freeze in the next one. I'm like, please, dude, I'm sick of the Joker. I'm sick of Joker. I'm sick of everybody. Just give me Mr. Freeze.
I want the Scarecrow personally.
That too.
Thought you want Zaz.
Oh yeah, Zaz. Yeah, he kind of sinister too. But moving right along, so we can get to our last segment and wrap this up. Texas, y'all.
That's what Nick Cannon should have been doing.
So Texas Senate Bill 20, the potential impact on anime and manga. If y'all don't know what that is, the Texas Senate Bill 20 recently passed unanimously by the state Senate, proposes criminal penalties for possessing or distributing visual materials that depict minors, real or fictional, in obscene manner. This includes content from anime, manga, and video games. Some of the industry concerns is the bill's broad language has raised alarms within anime and manga community. Critics argue that popular titles featuring high school age characters in romantic or suggestive context could be deemed illegal under this legislation. Not necessarily sexual, but just in a romantic manner. Their boyfriend.
So they can't be in a relationship.
Right.
So that means no more Spider-Man.
Yeah, but this is particularly aimed at foreign media.
Okay.
This could affect fans, retailers, and streaming platforms operating in Texas. How might this legislation impact the anime industry in Texas, home to major companies like Crunchyroll and High Dive? What are potential legal ramifications for fans and retailers? Could this set a precedent for similar laws in other states?
People are gonna be hiking up and jacking up the prices for VPNs just to watch their favorite anime. That's stupid.
But now I get the part because like when I was watching High Rise Invasion, there was like a part like this clearly a high school girl and the dude lifted up her skirt like niggas. I'm like, dude, what the anime? They go to a point like, bro, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, why am I get it because some of this stuff is borderline.
I mean, I get like not wanting to sexualize children because that is pedophilia. So I get that, but like I said, the broad language used doesn't directly say sexualization. It is just talking about romanticizing them in general, like boyfriend, girlfriend, and it is based like it's subjective. So we're going based off of whatever one whoever presented the bill, which is probably fucking Ken Paxton with his bitch ass, how he felt when he watched something because apparently, they're.
But my thing is the line could be, oh, she's very cute. I'm gonna ask her out on a date. Fine.
And it could be something like in Seven Deadly Sins, you have a 3,000-year-old girl the 3,000-year-old woman who, I mean, they did make look like a child, which is kind of why I stopped watching it, but. Stuff like that. Like it does toe the line, anime and manga does, but it's like if that's the case, then stuff like Naruto will get banned because there's a scene in there where
sexy jutsu itself.
Sexy jutsu itself could be deemed like over sexualization of a child.
Like it's kind of like saying when we have these goat conversations and whatnot, like it's all a subject. Goat talk is subjective. Like who you may deem a goat, I may not. It's not, even if you base it off numbers. Okay, he's not. Like this person is not the best rapper. I don't like this rapper. He's not. This guy is like
if your top 5 rappers don't include Dylon, and Dylon,
cut it off. Cut it off, goddamn it. Cut it off now. Please. Thank you.
Dylon ain't make it because he ain't want to get diddied.
I'm just saying top 5 rapper. Dylon.
So that's your top
Dylon. And Dylon.
I don't know. There's one rapper I got a bud Dylon. It's the North Pole Elf. All them presents each year. It's a lot of rapping.
But now I feel like it's like what it's like. It's like saying what you feel is going too far may not be for me going too far. But there's some anime I'm like, yo, that is, because that's how I don't really like some anime that I won't watch. Like, I feel like this is kind of.
I will say an anime that would for sure get banned. And I mean, I did watch the whole thing. Prison School.
Okay.
Stuff like that, I can see.
Oh, wait. Bring it back. It's called Prison School?
Prison School.
What kind of.
You know which one really gonna get banned?
Which one?
Hunter x Hunter.
Oh Hisoka. Yeah, because Hisoka, not just Hisoka, but people like to ignore Palm too. She went on a whole date with Gon. Gon is what, 12?
Oh, can we talk about? Oh, speaking of Sailor Moon, that's Gon. Tuxedo Mask. They do like.
Well, in Sailor Moon Crystal, they did age him back down to like.
I'm talking about OG Sailor Moon.
But OG Sailor Moon, yes, he was a groomer, very much so.
Dog. When I read,
why does the dude who played Hisoka sound like he could be him from Powerpuff Girls?
Because hell, he might be.
They use the same actor for everything.
And he's a black voice actor too.
Oh shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny whenever he plays in something else, I can hear Hisoka. So like he plays the Sea King, I think is the character's name in One Punch Man. As soon as that creature opened its mouth, I said, "Oh, that's Hisoka." Yeah. So
that means your favorite anime gonna get banned too because of Boa.
Not just Boa. Bonnie. I mean, it's a spoiler. Sorry if you haven't caught up, but Bonnie is 12.
What show is
Yeah,
that?
But she
but
goes around
this is based off the real Bonnie, though, right?
What
Jewelry
anime
Bonnie.
is it?
But yeah, she her devil fruit allows her to change her age, so she can look like an old woman, she can look like a young child that she is, or she can look like a middle, like a 20-something-year-old woman, which is usually how she depicts herself, like with big titties and stuff like that. But she's really 12.
You can't say that and then say that.
That's how she's depicted. I didn't draw it.
But here's the thing. That makes me question anime people that create this. They're like, what are you really trying to?
In a lot of these other places, that is, boy, you breathing hard as hell.
I know I wasn't gonna say nothing.
God damn.
Why are you bringing? I was gonna let this ride. Don't do it.
The new 2012 Twinkie.
Cut it off. Cut it off. We ain't doing it.
I just
What about this?
It's not a 2012 Twinkie. It's 2026. It's in the element, okay? And it's the only Twinkie that was sold when Mercury was in retrograde, okay?
boy sounded like he had all need a respirator and everything.
Man,
Look here, my throat got arthritis, all right? Leave me alone. Pause.
Throat goat. Anyway,
yes, you did. Yes, you did. But nah, go
That's
ahead.
Kevin Gates' current wife.
You know what? We ain't gonna.
Mister, I want to sit by on the sideline and wait for LeBron to give me a high five after talking shit.
You know what?
you know.
You know what?
But yes, it would put a lot of anime in jeopardy, and you would take out, like, I don't know, there's just so many people I think that would be pissed. I don't know if it's only went through the Senate. It hasn't passed the House yet that I know of. But yeah, that's wild. That could really impact the community.
But my question is, if it like, I feel like if we saying it's subjective, so it's like, does that say a lot about somebody's character if they're mad because of this? Does that say something about a person like, yo, if a certain, like what you just said, the woman that's supposed to be 12 years old, the girl, but she's 12, but she dresses like, and you mad because of that, but that's the reason does that say something about the person or the show?
I guess it depends on which part they're mad about. If they're mad that they can't watch prison school anymore, it kind of says a lot about you because they're high schoolers and I see like damn near nudity. But if you're mad that you can't watch One Piece as a whole because of
Sanji.
because of this character that's in there, I mean, she's not sexualized in the show. Not really. No. I mean, or if you want to,
They gotta delete Master Roshi completely.
They gotta delete Jiraiya.
I know. That's my issue.
You know.
Technically, they gotta delete Kakashi also.
Yeah, because Kakashi reads nothing but them romance novels. So it is a sticky situation that they didn't specify certain things, probably on purpose, so that it can affect a broader genre, a broader scope of anime and manga. But yeah, like I said, it's subjective, and this bill, like I said, is impacted on anime, manga, and video games. So I don't know if it affects U.S. media, but I do believe this is just targeted towards international media because our government is targeting everything international.
Now, like I said, I understand the part with like the whole sexualizing the thing. I understand that part. I get that. I understand that part because it's kind of weird. A lot of anime stuff is kind of weird. Like they're like they're clearly these characters are clearly kids, but y'all put them in these compromised positions. Like, bro, come on now. I don't watch a lot of anime, but I hear about a lot of stuff. I'm like, ugh, y'all really watching that? That people be watching this stuff? Like, am I stupid? Is this really real going on? But like, I be questioning a lot of stuff, so I understand that part. But I don't think every show should take a hit because of that.
But you got to remember, it's not just anime that's gonna take a hit. Think about all the cosplayers and the conventions that we have based on anime, where everybody wears an outfit based on a character who a lot of the times we know are under the age of 6, 18, 17, 16. But they're our favorite characters. We're grown. Some of us are built like brick houses.
True.
Yep.
They
But
automatically get a penalty.
but then again, I think when somebody's when you cosplay that person, you know that person is the age that we know they are. So you're not looking at them as
Yeah,
them.
but again, it's the subjectiveness and the broadness of the language they used in the bill. And like you said, it affects so many different things. It affects like you won't be able to have conventions. You won't be able to have anime. You won't be able to have the manga. You won't be able to, like, so many. Not only large businesses will go out of business, like Crunchyroll and stuff like that, because they are based in Texas. A lot of the voice actors will lose jobs. A lot of the small businesses that go to these conventions have lost their job and streams of income. So it is a very sticky situation. And yeah, maybe focus. I just feel like there's other things we need to be focusing on as a society and not people's outlet of anime itself.
Yeah.
You said it was filed by who? Who you said you think it's filed by?
Probably Ken Paxton. He filed everything.
But like I said,
this was filed by Angela Paxton.
Oh, his wife?
But now, like I said, I'll stand on, like I said, like I feel if it's like the other stuff like we spoke of, like, okay, I get it. That part, I understand. But everything,
Sure.
I don't think every anime should get a hit because of just that one thing. Like I said, I question the creators of who these animes, like, why are you putting this kid in this kind of, like, who said, it's like when rappers go in the studio say some suspect stuff like Rick Ross. I'm like,
Dre.
it's like, I'm like, y'all didn't, we all in the studio and you hear this man.
It was a group of them. It wasn't just them two. It was actually a group of them.
It's like,
yeah, but we know who brought the bill to him.
But it's like I say, like, who creates this stuff? And somebody say, yeah, this is cool. Like I said, Rick Ross.
You mean when he said put Molly all in her drink, she ain't even know it?
Yes, it lost a whole Reebok deal. Who in the world in the studio said this was cool? Like, nobody said.
Nobody looked at him and was like, wait a minute, Ross?
I'm like, nobody thought about that was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what are you doing?
Like, nobody.
The way Rick Ross sometimes, maybe they say he put an M&M in her champagne.
You know what?
It's been a Blood Spot podcast. I'm your host, June Lady at Crystal Bay. I'm a kid fan.
On that note,
we out here. Somebody hit the button. Hit the goddamn button.
Hit the goddamn. Push the goddamn button.
Put the goddamn button. Let me out of here.